Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really powerful framework for personal transformation. It's all drawn from a text that's built around one simple, beautiful idea, that God is love. So, we're going to map out a spiritual journey, one that can take us from feeling completely lost to finding this incredible sanctuary within ourselves. So let's just jump right in with the question at the very heart of this. How can our past mistakes actually become present blessings? Think about that for a second. The whole idea here is that our entire life story, even the parts we're not so proud of, can be reframed. It's all an essential part of who we are becoming. And a journey like this, it almost always starts from what our source calls a lost place. I mean, let's be real. The biggest changes in our lives rarely happen when everything's going great. They start when we feel like we have totally and completely lost our way. And that starting point is something I think we can all relate to. That feeling of being disoriented, sad, maybe even hopeless. Like you're just adrift with no map and no compass. The text calls this ground zero. It's the necessary first step for the transformation to come. It's only when you can finally acknowledge that feeling, admit, I'm lost, that the journey can actually begin.
And this is where the first major shift happens. The phrase you see here, hoy le doy gracias a Dios, means today I give thanks to God. But this is so much more than just being grateful for the good stuff. It's about getting to a place where you can look back at your biggest mistakes and see them as valuable lessons. Lessons that brought you to where you are now. It's gratitude for the entire path, bumps and all.
So once you've acknowledged that past with a sense of gratitude, the journey hits this really critical turning point. And we're not talking about a small tweak here. This is a fundamental change of direction. It's a moment where faith in yourself, in something bigger, is totally restored.
That turning point is captured perfectly in this one powerful line. Dios me devolviste la fe. It translates to, God, you gave me back my faith. This is the real emotional core of the journey, that feeling of deep spiritual restoration after being lost for so long. It's like the lights coming back on, hope being reignited because you reconnected to something profound. Now, to describe this turning point, the source uses this amazing metaphor, agua viva, or living water. And of course, we're not talking about literal water. It's a symbol for a kind of spiritual rebirth. It's an inner cleansing that washes away all the confusion and sets you on a brand new path, one that's filled with meaning. So you've got this faith back. But it's not just a passive thing you sit with. It becomes this active, transformative force. And the source identifies that force as love. Its main job, to bring about this deep, all-encompassing healing. And this healing process, it unfolds in 3 pretty clear steps. First, it starts with a declaration. Dios es amor. God is love. That's the core belief, that love is this redemptive, powerful force. This belief then leads to an action, receiving what's called an integral cure for the soul. It heals you emotionally, spiritually. And the evidence? You can actually see it. It's a sparkle in the eyes that shows a true inner restoration has happened. Now, when something that profound happens on the inside, it's bound to show up on the outside. This journey becomes a real, tangible transformation that you can see in someone's life, in their choices, in their daily habits. And the contrast between the old self and the new self is it's night and day. The old self was marked by those self-destructive patterns, that constant feeling of being lost. But the new self, guided by this spiritual renewal, makes a conscious renunciation of those old ways. I love that phrase. They are intentionally choosing a healthier, more purposeful path. And all of this brings us to the final destination. But what's so fascinating is that it's not a physical place you get to or some prize you win. The destination is discovering a whole new way of being. It's finding a complete and total sanctuary right inside yourself. Your own body becomes this sacred space. It's described as a refuge of peace and harmony, a source of inner fullness and abundance. And when you're in this state, that constant, nagging need to search for happiness on the outside, it just fades away. Why? Because you finally realize that everything essential already lives right inside you. So this whole journey leaves us with one last big question to really think about.
If everything we truly need, harmony, purpose, peace, if it already lives inside of us, then what are we all searching so frantically for on the outside? That's something to chew on. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.